together. But a little bit of time travel in there. We got Dan back. Like he never left.
Can you hear me?
A little behind the
We hear
curtain
you.
stuff. We can see Dan. We're good.
All right.
All right, Dan. So you're gonna add on to the rant. I'm sure I still have a little more to say, but Dan, go ahead. I know you have a lot to say.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset. I had to switch over to the browser. I'm not in the app now, so I don't have my background. But you people up there in Happy Valley really think, oh yeah, that it's okay to come and attack somebody that doesn't have a dog in a fight? Oh yeah, he's just up there trying to enjoy a good college football game. Oh yeah. Well, let me tell you something. That really gets me to my boiling point. You know why? Because you're up there in your cult and you think everything's all hunky-dory. Oh, yeah. Well, let me tell you something. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that people at Penn State think that everybody's their little brother whenever you're third best in your own conference. It's ridiculous. You haven't won a Big Ten championship in, 7 years? It's ridiculous. You don't play in New Year's six-day bowls. You don't play in the big time. And you think that you could just dog everybody and come at everybody and act like it's okay that you can flip somebody off. You could get in someone's face. Well, let me tell you something. You're lucky I wasn't up there, because you come into my no-fly zone, you're going to get hit. And I don't give a shit who's around, because you don't do that to somebody. You got to be held accountable for your actions. And you coming up into my no-fly zone. You're coming up in the double R's no-fly zone. Well, you're going to get hit. It's ridiculous. The people of Penn State and Happy Valley want to walk around in their cult-like attitude and act like everything's okay because we're better than everybody. You ain't better than nobody. You don't beat nobody. You play cupcakes, and then you get beat by the people that you have to beat to be somebody in your conference, like the Ohio States and the Michigans of your conference, the Michigan States of your conference, and you can't even do that. So you want to attack somebody who's up there just trying to enjoy a game with his friends. They're Penn State fans, and you know what? I don't even think you're so much a big Penn State fans, the guys that wanted to come at double R like that, and that's ridiculous. You're there to get drunk and make a buffoon of yourself. Well, you know what? COVID made a lot of people soft, and they think they can hide behind a keyboard and a mouse or on Twitter, get their Twitter fingers going. Well, guess what? You're in the real world. You try that with somebody who's real and somebody who's not having guys hold them back or try to be, peacemakers, and you're going to get jaw jacked. And it's a damn shame that somebody didn't just smack you around. I should have open hand slapped you like the bitch you are. It's ridiculous. It's goddamn ridiculous. Shit like that's got to stop.
Yeah, Kovic.
And, I want to go off that by saying, we obviously were in student section tailgating, tailgating. The younger kids weren't the problem there. It was, and this was the part that I just felt like creeped out about. So, you know how they do the pregame like hype video packages? They put a video, and there was a clip of Joe Paterno win the national championship, and people started going nuts when he was up on that screen. And I'm like sitting there. He covered for someone who was sexually assaulting children. I don't give a shit if his family donated money for a library. I don't care how many wins he had. He knew, whether you like it or not. And I'm as big of a Penn State fan as like Dan knows, Roberts knows. It's just cult-like weirdness where they try and defend it by saying, oh, but he told his superior, so it's not his problem. If you know that, it is your problem. Like Ryan and I are coaches. Anything like that ever happens, it's like you're a mandated reporter. I don't care if you escalate it. It's a criminal activity. And for people up there to still be getting all pissed off and, that whole just Joe bot cult, I am making the declaration right now on this podcast. I'm coming for all of you. I'm taking on every Joe bot, and the number one that's on my list right now. And I know Dan doesn't like him, and it's the mega powers coming for you. Franco Harris, you're a disgrace to Italian Americans everywhere. The mega powers are coming for you. Put down the Joe Pot cutout. Take off the Joe Paterno hat when you're being honored at a Penguins game where you wanted the Penguins to move to Kansas City. You are a fake-ass fan and a certified jagoff. So, you know what? If you get pissed off about what I'm saying right now, you're part of the problem too. End rant.
And like I said, I'm taking to the online spaces. I'm going on Twitter. I'm calling people out. I'm searching Penn State on Twitter as soon as I get off here. And I'm going to muck it up. I'm going to muck it up with these folk. And I'm going to be putting these people over my knees and I'm giving them 5 stars where it hurts. There's gonna be a red imprint that says "Goo mess right here," and and I'm coming for you.
Thinking about this, I actually have a gift. I'll be right back for all you Penn State fans. I'll actually be right back. Actually, this is gonna be a good one. You guys are not expecting this one.
But
You know,
I think
right back.
Let me
another
touch on
thing.
something
Hold on, go ahead.
real quick.
Yeah.
It's a damn shame that, let's say 95% of the fan base, they're okay.
Yeah.
People like you two, you're like Motts and Ryan, but it's that 5% that sours people, and it's in every fan base, I'm sure, but I don't see it at a Pitt game because we know our place. As a Pitt fan, we know our place. It's almost like Penn State feels like they're entitled to what? You don't win anything. And this isn't a jab at you guys, because I understand you guys are fans, but you're not siding with your fan base. You know what I mean? Even Ryan said last night in the Xbox party that, like, I will still root for Penn State, but I despise the fans, and that is fine.
Let's get to that
You
point,
understand
yeah.
that there's a problem there.
Like, if I'm
know.
at the age where I haven't seen anything of note except like one Big Ten title, like, there's no way those guys have either. Because there's no way that they're bigger fans than me. Those guys didn't even know what was going on half the game. I guarantee they couldn't name the starting quarterback, any of the running backs, nothing. Because if you're paying to go watch a game and you're sleeping during it, like, I have never seen that before. I've never seen a guy sleeping at a game and then get up and dancing. Like, it's
All right,
like,
boys.
I don't think he
so
understood
I got
the
this
game.
in 2016 after Pitt won. Some great Pitt fan gave me this. Coming here live with my boy.
Oh no!
Oh
Yeah.
no! Oh no!
Joe Pa.
No!
Here
Where's
he
his
is.
catheter?
There he is, Joe Pa.
He knew. He knew.
Hey,
And another note that I have is what really like yanks my chain is these fans that I guarantee that I'm starting to despise. They're just a different breed from up there. They don't see like any other sports. There's nothing in Central PA to look at. That's their one thing they have to hold on to is the stories that, Grandpa Jimmy told them about days of old. There's nothing that's went on there. The biggest thing of note is the Big Ten championship and then what? The Orange Bowl with Michael Robinson. Those are the only 2 big memories I have of Penn State football. And that's not even number 1. The big thing I'd say is the whole scandal. That's the biggest thing, and that's so shameful. And until they start switching things around, I'm not going to be bragging about anything. And the fact that I drove 2 hours there and back to a game, and that's going to be the biggest experience I had of that, like, those guys ruined it. And if I ever saw them again, I'd turn them into a hood ornament. I would stuff them and take them to a taxidermist? I'd turn them into a throw rug.
it got to the point where like Ryan, they went down to get food or whatever, and the 2 guys are turning around. Neil and I are sitting there, and they're talking trash to me about Ryan, and I'm like looking at him. I'm looking at his girlfriend, whatever, pregnant's in there. I'm like, this, you should be embarrassed by your whatever you want to call him, cousin. I don't know what goes on up there in the hills. Like, I don't know what Sweet Home Alabama boys get up to. It's just, and it did like. We wanted to go up to a game, have a good time. Obviously, we have non-Penn State fans, with us, but we're just trying to like enjoy the game. I've been to Pitt games this year. Those were way more enjoyable than the Penn State game I was at yesterday. I can say that with confidence. It was just totally ruined, and it's just like Dan said, people need to be held accountable, and they need to learn. Someday they will learn, whether it's today or tomorrow or a year down the road. There will be consequences for your actions.
So here's where I sit. A lot of people want to forget what happened because it was so dark. It was so nasty. How could they let that happen? You can't forget something like that. It's almost like 9/11. You can't forget that happened. You can't erase history. You can't rewrite history. You know what I mean? Because you got to learn from it. But too many Penn State fans are too far removed from that, and they don't want to get knocked down, back down to where where they were when that happened. Happy Valley was in shambles when that happened. Oh, we're taking the Joe Pa statue out of here. We're moving it. We can't have this. The guy was a sham. The guy is a fraud. You knew what was going on. You didn't protect anybody because of your your program. You were worried about fearful for your program and stuff. That bullshit.
Mhm.
It is sickening to think that you're still better than anybody and treat people like that and act like that at a sporting event after you were the scum of the earth. You of the NCAA Division I football, you were the bottom of the barrel. You were the dregs. You were the scum. And now you think that you win one Big Ten, 6 years ago, you think that you're back on top of the mountain? No, they should have given you the SMU treatment and just blacklisted you forever. You shouldn't have a football team up there.
See, I gotta disagree with that. I mean, it was obviously like the work, one of the worst things that you could do as a person, covering up from whether Joe, people can argue, debate whether Joe Paterno knew. Clearly, he knew in some
So
capacity.
I can ask him if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask him for us.
Hey, Joe. Do you know, buddy?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so we can confirm that. But it was the people that covered up. Like, people were giving shit to the players and whatever. It wasn't the players. People had no, the 99% of the people had no clue what was going on. It was those few, like Dan said, that just ruin it for everybody. And like, you can't kill a whole program and punish all of those kids that are up there because of what 4 or 5 people, just total disregard for anything. But like, what's crazy to me is you read the report and, they knew like what was going on, at least had a suspicion. Sandusky retires, he gets his nice pension, cushy job. Do you know what Joe Paterno recommended he do? Coach a 7th and 8th grade middle school program affiliated with the university. You putting a fox in the hen house, get the hell out. He ain't no old folksy Joe Paterno. He knew, you cared more about protecting your legacy than the kids. That's all, to hell with you.
So here's my thing, and my argument to that is you can't punish the whole program. You can't punish the kids. I understand that. Let those kids transfer because the people at the top didn't do what they were supposed to.
Yeah.
They didn't have any regard of what that monster was doing to people, doing to kids. You know what I mean? Do you really want to send your kid up there? I know it's a 1 in a billion chance that it would happen to your kid, but what if it did? You know what I mean? At that time,
Yeah.
You think it's fair to those kids that had to go through that? That I'm sorry, but it's disgusting. And
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. You know what I mean? It was a huge part of, when was that? 2012,
Yeah,
2011?
it's not something you sweep
11, 12. Yeah.
No, but you don't hear much about it because I feel like they want to forget because they want Penn State to get back to the promised land and back up on the top, because back in the 70s and 80s and into the 90s, Penn State was, one of the big dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were your Alabamas of today, but now they got knocked down and everybody wants to sweep it under the rug like it never happened. Well, let me tell you, I'm here to tell you today, November 13th at 8:18 p.m. on the Youngzers 17th podcast. It happened. I still remember.
10 years
Disgusting.
later, when the
And
stands
that's
happened.
Disgusting.
I think that's what separates like me from these other people too.
Yeah.
Like, I never thought Penn State was like the shit. I'll be honest. Like, I was never, like, me and Robert's growing up, we had our little like, arguments about it, just being like a joking way. Like, I knew he was a Pitt fan, he knew I was a Penn State fan. That goes back to what, like kindergarten, honestly.
Yeah, on the letter rug,
But
yeah.
you'd think the letter rug, yeah. But you'd think that something like that would humble your fan base, but it honestly did it the opposite way. Like, those people that I saw yesterday, they probably even know that happened. I don't even know. Like, these guys were just so out of touch. Like, that's what's wrong with the world. Like, society's in ruin. That's my society is in ruin.
It is.
No,
Like,
literally.
you look and people were more concerned. They didn't care about the victims. They cared about finding a friggin' Joe Paterno statue. And people to this
They
day
still do. They
still
still
trying
do.
to finance to find a statue. Like, you gotta get a grip.
And that's the thing. Like, it can't be forgotten. And like you said, Ryan, like, it's not going to be forgotten, but you want to act like it should be, but it shouldn't be. You were more worried about other things instead of those families and what those kids had to endure. Oh, well, our football program can't have X amount of scholarships now, and we can't play in bowl games, but we had like we went 12-1 the one year. We should have played in a bowl. No, you shouldn't. Not because the people at the top didn't do what they were supposed. Now, if they would have, if it would have came down, and was handled the way it should have been handled, I would have praised them. But you dropped the ball. You fumbled the ball. You dropped the ball. And it's on, Sandusky, Monster, but it's also on Jopa and everybody else on that staff that anybody came forward to tell.
Tim Curley, Graham Spanier, both did both go to. I'm not sure if both. I know one went to prison at least. I don't know if I think they both did, but like those were the four main guys that whole chain knew in one way or the other, and how you don't take action on that. And the one that the whole thing that irritates me most is, okay, I told my superior, that doesn't wash it. If it's a criminal act, go to the police. That's just the common sense and human decency to do the right thing. So, I'm not saying I'm not going after the Penn State, like you said, 95% of the fan base, fine. Like Ryan and I, it's not like there's just that part of the cult that is just totally bizarre. And, you got to give it up. You got to give it up, as Roberts would say. You got to give up.
The fact of the matter is that you're sitting there standing up for somebody. It's not even the fact of Sandusky. It's the fact of the matter is, if you're a grown individual over 18 years old taking advantage of a younger kid, you have sick mental health. You need to. It's terrible. You know what I mean? It's not even the fact of football anymore. You see it a ton nowadays, and you need mental help. That's what it comes down
to. Yeah. So, we decided last night, cleaning up Happy Valley. Dan and I will be spearheading the effort along with whoever else would like to join on social media. The Joe bots have to be phased out. Franco, stay off the internet, buddy, because you're not. As Tony Soprano said, we got some things to say. We're gonna use some bad words, and you're not gonna like what you're hearing, and you're gonna have to sit there and listen to it. All right, so. Jag of the week. I don't even know what, Jag of the year. Franco, you're number one on the list. You're not getting away that easily.
And I'm going to start atting people. You know what I mean? Like I tweeted today, the Youngzers page tweeted, the pre-up to what we're going to talk about here today. The Mega Powers coming after you. I don't care anymore. I even tweeted, I don't care who I piss off. Because at the end of the day, you're a cult. And I understand cults don't exist. Cults aren't a thing until they are labeled a cult. Yeah. Jonestown. David Koresh down there in Waco, Texas.
Yeah.
You're up there, Penn State football fans that want to,
Joe Pa bots, yeah.
Joe Pa bots. There was no witch hunt for Joe Pa. It was, where's the statue? Oh, you can't remove. Yeah, get out of here. I don't care who I piss off. My mentions are open. My DMs are open. Bring it on. Time to shed some goddamn light.
Yep. And this is when I want to hear Neil's perspective from just an overall view of yesterday and what you think of the cult, the cult mentality that's going on.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was definitely seen. I only went to one Penn State game before that. I was like a sophomore in high school. So it was more of a different experience for me. I obviously wasn't tailgating. But so it was different, a lot different because I've gone to pit games a lot my whole life, especially the atmosphere where we were at, where we were sitting, and everything that happened. It was a lot different than what I've experienced at games before. Honestly, though, what set me off from the beginning was whenever I went to the bathroom on my way to the stadium. I went in the porta-john there. It was one of the porta-johns. I don't know. I've never seen it before. It was a porta-john. It had 4 to 6 urinals. And I knew I was in trouble as soon. That's when I knew the day was going to shambles. The guy walk in, guy's pants are down, taking a leak. Roberts was there too. It was after that. I knew. That's when I knew the day was going to shit. So
you can't be in an octagon urinal as a grown
octagon.
With your pants around your ankles, buddy, you got to go back to kindergarten.
It's not even the fact of the matter is he had his pants but by his ankles, and he didn't even take his boxers down. He lifted up the boxer leg and pulled it out there.
That's psycho behavior.
That's only if your shirt's tucked in or something. I don't know, and you're wearing shorts. Maybe you pull that move, but if you're going full frontal and back, like in a public setting,
Yeah, porta
like,
john.
dude.
You're not even going. You're not even in the
Yeah.
stadium going in the stall. I mean, you're in a porta john. You got 20, 30,000 people walking past you. You know,
he's trying to go viral or something. I don't know. But,
Dan, how would you have handled that situation, Dan? You walk into an 8-person urinal. There's no door or anything, and there's a grown man there. Pants on the
Hanging brain.
hanging.
I'm glad you asked
Pants
me
on the
because I'd have
ground.
asked him what is going on up there? Like, you that drunk, bud? Like, maybe
It wasn't even-
maybe drink a couple waters here. But if
some
that's
water.
no, if that's how you take a leak all the time, he's the cult leader. You found the leader. There's something not wired up there right.
That's the man.
Elevator doesn't go.
That statue is. Yeah.
Yeah,
He knows. No one's gonna ask him because like you're not gonna approach him in the wild.
That is psychopathic behavior right there, and he leads the cult.
That's a man who has nothing left to live for and doesn't care what he does. That's
because he can't find the statue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, should we go into Jag of the Week then, or
wrap
it up? All right, so I'll go first. A lot of issues with restrooms, I guess we could say, this weekend. My Jag of the Week is here. I'll give you a little backstory. So on the drive up, I was drinking a nice coffee. So I drink coffee pretty fast. You know what happens when you drink coffee fast. So I need a little potty break. So we stopped in a place. What, Altoona? Was it Altoona?
Altoona.
Yeah.
So we find the closest Sheets. I go in there. Big lover of Sheets anyway. Like I'll go to bat for Sheets every day of the week, but not this one in particular. I will not be going back. This place had one stall in it, and it was already occupied. So the gentleman I am, I'm not setting a fire to this guy's feet. So I get out of there, and I'm patiently waiting. And another individual, he was about 5'2" of stature, skinny guy, goes in. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Like I just didn't note it. I didn't like take any notes down for that part of it. A guy I haven't seen before comes out, so I assume, all right, that's the guy that's in the bathroom. I go back in. The gentleman that was 5'3" is now in the stall. So he bypassed the line that I created, which set me off to begin with. So I exit the bathroom again because once again, I'm a gentleman like that. So I'm waiting there about 5 minutes. And at this point, I'm like a little teed off. I'm like, what's this guy doing? Like everyone's also already outside. So you know what? I was ready to go in there, just like check out what he's doing. So I enter said restroom, and I do that little thing that you do whenever you go into a bathroom to like see like where the feet are. You know, like every guy does it. So I assess the situation. This guy isn't on the toilet. He's on the baby changing station, and I hear like a certain sound, and I've gotten blood work a decent amount of times, so I know the sound of a rubber band when it's tightening. And that's what I heard. So using the context clues that I learned on highlights magazines and doctors' offices and Hooked on Phonics, I only assume that this guy's probably doing heroin in a Sheets Altoona bathroom. So that guy's my Jag of the Week. 10 o'clock on a Saturday, doing heroin in a Sheets when I try to need to go to the bathroom. That guy's a special spot in hell for me. And looking back at it, I should have yelled police open up and then just left. Because that would have been hilarious. But that's my Jag of the Week. Yeah, kind of rough situation.
Yeah, you can't be doing that on the koala changing stations, buddy.
Babies be laying there at some point.
Yeah, you can't be doing that in general, but like, come on, like you gotta figure it out. I don't know.
Society's in ruin.
You should have jaw jacked that guy. I don't give a damn. I'd have been in a fight before we got there, while we're there, after we're leaving. You know, you're shooting up some black tar in the men's bathroom while I got to take a Duke, and you're using the baby changing station. They just started putting those in men's rooms for dads. You know what I mean? So that's even worse. Because what if you get your little stuff there on the changing table, and some poor innocent child rolls in it, puts his hand in it, puts it in. You know what? I'm sorry, Ryan, but I would have jaw jacked that guy as soon as he came out. I swear, I would have hit him. I'd have kept hitting them because them tweakers, they don't get down. They're hard to put down, but you can put them down eventually.
They're a wily bunch. Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, I was excited to go up. I was just like, I'm just gonna hold it. But The more I think about it, you can't be chasing the dragon in sheets.
No.
That's just no.
You
I'm
could have
done.
cleaned up the streets one tweaker at a time, Aaron. You could have just.
But I know
Woo-hoo.
that would not have been the only altercation I would have had that day. I should have
No.
kicked that door open just to rattle him. Yeah, he wouldn't have done it ever again in a public restroom if I'm kicking that door down.
That would have been a hell of a way to start the day. You know what I mean? That and then somebody flipping somebody the bird while I'm in Beaver Stadium and I jaw jack him. I'd have been arrested.
Brian, would you consider yourself like a future vigilante now? Like now knowing that I'd have to clean up the streets?
I think I will
Returning
be.
heel.
I am done with society. Usually I have one thing a week where society's in ruin. There's been 2 this week. It's escalating, and I am cleaning up this damn earth brick by brick. That's what
Don't
I'm
forget
doing.
the Coca-Cola truck around.
Oh yeah.
I laid the horn on that guy. You
I'm
know what?
telling
Stay
you.
in the right lane if you're slow. All right.
I'm telling you right now, Ryan, if you ever tell me a story about you think a guy's shooting up heroin in a bathroom again and you don't end it with I rocked that dude shit, consider
I have to.
your vigilante card is done. This pod's done. Because you know what? At the end of the day, no twig and berries.
No, because of my
Wow.
luck, I actually kick that door. It's like Schrodinger's door. If I don't kick it down, he's in there shooting up. But if I kick it down, he's practicing balloon animals for a birthday party. He's nervous to I don't know. Who
As
knows
a
what's going on
vigilante,
that door?
those are the risks you take, but then you assess the situation after. You know what I mean? But that's it. If you put all the clues together and that's what you assume he was doing, you jack that dude as soon as he comes out, and then you go find another sheet's about 2 miles on the road somewhere.
I'm going full tilt now. I no more excuses. No more letting people off the hook.
You know what's crazy?
I gave my 2 strikes out. My 2 strikes have been used. There's no more strikes to give out. The strikes are gone.
You know what's crazy though? People are gonna watch this. We're gonna talk about it. We're probably gonna get some shit for A, being an anti-Franco Harris podcast, and B, an anti-heroin user podcast. Somehow people will spin that we're the bad guys in this whole thing. And guess what? Bring it on. I'm
here for it.
You want to shoot up in a Sheets bathroom and probably had a cardboard cutout of Joe Paterno in there as he was doing it. It just seems like as Ryan would say yesterday, I didn't have that on the bingo card. You know how many times I had to say that yesterday?
I wouldn't need more bingo cards.
Yeah. The ladies at the Township Fire Hall would have been irate.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is the next person to cross me in a way that's unconventional, if you're listening to this and you do weird stuff that if I catch you, you're going to be guilty of something, you better be looking over your shoulder. You're on watch.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I need to come up with some kind of vigilante name or keep it a sky?
Goomas. There you go. Goomas.
Yeah, I'm on watch. I'm on pack watch. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Are you gonna start whipping doors open in public to catch people?
I have the citizens arrest card. Yeah, I might start citizens arresting people. It might be a thing. All right, that's my jag of the week though. I don't want to drag it out anymore.
Yeah, I'm going right into my jag of the week. So, as everyone knows, we have a punishment league for fantasy football for the podcast. We got 5 members in here that have all abided by the rules so far. Ryan and Neil both look like they're going to have playoff spots, pretty high percentages. Dan and I are low men on the totem pole right now. Roberts and Mario, Gucci's probably going to be down there, Jake Guard. So there's 3 spots basically kind of locked up right now. And it's going to come down between Roberts and Rio for that last spot. Mario, we're going to have an issue. He has said if he comes in last place, he is refusing to do the punishment, which, as everybody knows, you're in the league. You accept the rules.
Bush.
That is absolutely Bush League. Mario, you come in last. You get in the loser's bracket. Dan and I are waiting for you. Mega Powers are standing there waiting. We're dragging you down in. There will be a punishment. You will not tarnish this league's reputation in the first year by claiming you will not do a punishment. That is 100% unacceptable. And as the commissioner of this league, there will be consequences for your actions. Can't have that.
Yep. That's just softer than baby shit.
Yeah. No. You think I want to be doing 12-month calendar shoot that I have to distribute to everybody in the league. They don't want to see me on a calendar. I don't want myself on a calendar. But
No, I don't. I'll
that's
be honest.
gentleman's league. Yeah, I don't want that.
That was a gentleman's agreement.
It's a
I'm still in the works for what I would have done. I'm not out of the water yet. That's a close league.
I already have mine.
5% chance.
Ain't zero. It ain't nothing. It ain't
You
100.
beat me this week too, Ryan. So you.
I could have 4 guys that tear their shit.
And Jalen, who you
I
got? Yeah, Hurts and.
I got
Tua.
yeah. No,
I got
Mahomes.
Oh yeah,
AJ Brown, Sanders, and Goddard left, and McLaurin.
Yeah, you got it locked.
Well, let's face it. There's 2 people in this call right now that are breathing a little easier than a couple of us. So hey,
I'm breathing just fine. What are you talking about?
I mean,
I already bought the one chip.
I'll be honest. I fear no
in the other
man.
room.
I fear no man from now on.
I don't. Never feared a punishment.
I think I just found my new punishment.
let's hear it.
I got to go down to like Pittsburgh or out east a little bit and just find people shooting up in Sheets bathrooms and just beat the brakes off all of them.
You can't get arrested for that because you're like saving the day, kind of. Right?
You're like citizen's arrest, but I beat the brakes off them first.
Yeah, dude. Oh, all right. Anyone else got a Jag? No.
Mine's self-explanatory. Everybody knows.
I mentioned mine that dude pants down in the porta john.
Yeah, that guy was.
Man, kids can walk in like.
Yeah, figure it out, man.
Bill and I were there.
That's my
Friends
kids.
up there at Happy Valley.
I got one.
Oh,
Go ahead, Dan.
So you know how we play Modern Warfare 2 because it's been out for a week now, and we enjoy playing it, and we'll get a full squad every once in a while, so we'll get a 6-man in there, and every once in a while I play on PC, so I don't have my overlay up that I can see who's in the party or anything. So, but I hear the tune that somebody left the party, and then they leave the game as well, so they must just shut their Xbox off, give the old Irish goodbye without saying goodbye or saying, hey, this is my last game. It's LG for me or anything. Thanks for playing. Good games tonight. And it absolutely, now it's not all their fault, but it just crashes our party because then we can't connect to another game. We have to disband the party and get back in there. So Rio, you give another Irish goodbye, I'll never play another game with you ever again. Rio Jag of the Week, 2 times nominated this week. You're just going to be
16 time.
I mean, this is ridiculous. You can say, hey, LG, so then we can back out and, then we can get into a game after. But no, you just want to turn your Xbox off and not let anybody know. You're not going to hurt our feelings that you're leaving. We're cutting a dead weight getting rid of you.
Would you say there was shitty comms in that part?
Terrible.
Okay.
Fair.
Oh, jeez.
All right. I'll see him tomorrow evening. So I'm going to grip. I can't grip him up at work, but I'm going to be like, oh, so you want to call Ryan double R like he makes the rules of the league?
Yeah.
Because I don't think he understands that you stumbled across that, Mott's. So and I was okay with it.
Yeah.
There's still playoffs there. So
you should be thankful
play
for
it
that.
Yeah.
Because if you're the down man, he'd be singing a different tune if he was in last.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God I have that little losers bracket.
You got a chance. You know what I mean? We even said you win one, you're good.
That's just
that kid's gonna be grinning though if he wins the first game in the losers bracket though. Yeah. Just letting you know now.
That's fine. He's out of the league. I'm sorry. This is the end of the year. I ain't dealing with it. You want to act like that, and you want to be you want to take your ball and go home. That's fine. Then go home.
I'm sorry. You're never be allowed to play again.
That's right. It's official. Yeah, we're gonna be finding a 10th man for next year. So he even said, he doesn't even listen to this, so he won't even know. It'll be perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. Everyone else
because we even said that we explained it on the pod, and he's like, oh yeah. So we know he doesn't listen.
Yeah. So, but I got one more thing before we wrap it up. We do the random Pittsburgh athlete of the week. I want to put Neil on the spot right now. Give us a random Pittsburgh any team. I want to hear one.
Let's see. First thing comes to my head. Niger Morgan.
Okay. All
Roberts used him. Double R used him already.
Roberts, come on.
That's all right, dude. We take it. Ryan gave me flack for saying George LaRock last week, so
His
Lastings Millage was the first one.
That was the first one I ever did.
Random Pittsburgh players. We got Brian Giles.
Brian Giles is
I
good.
I don't think anybody used Brian Giles. All right.
Brian Giles is
Brian
good.
Giles, is that acceptable?
Yeah.
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 On the
Yes.
spot, Buckos come to my head. So
Yeah. Well, there's been enough of
Thanks,
them.
it's
That it's like a
easy, so it's-
turnstile
Yeah.
down there.
you could say any MLB player.
It's a revolving door.
Looked like Dan Moore today when Kenny Pickett, they had to scrape him off the field.
Poor guy.
But
Yeah. Anyone else got one? I'm drawing a blank right now. Clint Barmas. That's
There's
a
a good one.
Okay.
thinking Buckos.
Wait, I can't think of his name. What the hell's his name?
Humberto Cotto, the catcher. That's how I'm going.
Roberts, throwing out real quick.
I'm gonna say Billy Guerin, Pittsburgh.
Oh,
All right.
that's a good one.
Billy G.
That is a good one.
Dan.
All right, Dan.
Oh,
you're on
hold
the
up.
hot seat. You're on the hot
It's
seat.
on. Yeah, it's
Whoa,
on the top of
let's
my.
go.
It's on the tip of my
4,
tongue.
3, 2, 1.
No, what was that? The pitcher ended up making an All-Star game and then
Jeff Locke.
absolutely shit the bed. Jeff
Jeff
Locke,
Locke.
that's it.
Rio
Jeff Locke.
Rio has his All-Star jersey. That's
Oh
what I
Jesus,
think.
yeah, Jeff Locke. That's what I think of.
All right.
Crafty lefty.
Yeah.
Very good.
and then
Anything
shit the bed.
else? Anything else before we wrap up? A little bit of a long episode. We'll have to chop it together due to some
Love it.
difficulties, hopefully. I mean, we could honestly use the second half by itself if it doesn't load. But yeah. Episode 18 next week.
Yeah.
Cincy
Steelers, Bengals. And
Yep.
then whatever else happens. I'm sure there's some good stuff happening.
Keep an eye out on our socials for the content. We're gonna be getting some more content going forward here. This week, Dan and I are gonna start cleaning up the streets, virtual streets. So
New memes coming too.
yeah, new memes. I mean,
Possibly a TikTok. Reels,
Yeah.
TikTok, Reels, and shorts on YouTube.
Yep.
Yep.
YouTube Shorts. Yep.
yeah. And thanks for coming on, Neil.
Yeah, thank
Oh
you.
yeah, it was awesome. I
Hey, Neil,
appreciate it.
thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah. Thanks, Neil.
listen to the rant. I mean, you got.
I love it. I'm an avid listener every week, so it's a pleasure to.
Oh, speaking about avid listeners, I got to give Brian Michio a shout out. Thanks for listening every week. I ran into Deanna at the IGA, and she's like, "Oh, aren't you on that podcast?" And that's how she opened up. And I know Deanna really, really well. It was my mother's cousin. So she said that Brian listens every week. So Brian, I appreciate you for listening, and we all appreciate it.
Yeah, as always. Yep, definitely.
Could have said it better. We appreciate the fans. Yeah. Episode next week, episode 18. Thank you for listening. Follow us on everything.